Alright, here we go again. Yeah, my name is Mark. Starting up a new YouTube channel just based around a lot of Kingdom Rush gameplay and Ironhide Studio games in general. I did check, they are out of Uruguay, so I got that right. Something just stuck in my head, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't saying the wrong country because that'd be very rude to just randomly choose, Paraguay or something when it's Uruguay. But they're from Uruguay, so in episode 1, we took on the first level, and I was just explaining a couple things about the game, some of the things I've noticed, or the things I like. But let's jump back here to Southport. I just wanted to point out that now that we've completed Southport, we get a little casual character with a check mark here. So at least on the Steam version of this game, the pay version, you get that. So if we were to play this level again on normal or veteran, it would show us the normal or veteran icon with the check. So it's a great easy way to track your progress through the game. Finishing the entire story is not so hard, especially if you're doing it in casual mode. But if you really want to get everything out of the game and face everything at the veteran level, that can be very difficult. You can spend hours replaying through some of the harder levels. So I'm hoping ultimately to get all of it done at veteran with 3 stars. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so for now we'll set it back to casual. And we're going to leave Southport behind, and we're going to move on to the next level on the campaign trail here. So I'm just going to click on the little red flag. It popped up, and this is the Outskirts. Essentially, looks like more farming village is under threat. We have to turn back these goblins and orcs and defend the kingdom. So that being said, we're on casual, and we're just going to play the regular campaign setting. You see over here there's the heroic tab and the iron tab. We're not going to get into those yet. We're just trying to build up our stars, and the quickest, easiest way to build up stars is campaign mode and shooting for finishing the level with 18, 19, or 20 of our life left, and that will get us the full 3-star bonus. By doing that, it lets us get to these upgrades quicker, and that really allows us to open up the power for all your artillery pieces, barracks, mage towers, and archers. Okay, so here we go. Campaign mode to battle. Okay, so level 2 towers are unlocked now. So those are just going to increase our range, rate of fire, damage potential in most cases. The improvements we've chosen, the upgrades we've chosen so far, have been better mage tower attack range. And that means that little green circle around that tower from the beginning will be slightly larger. And we also chose well-fed reinforcements, so they're going to have a little more health and do a little more damage, so that's nice. So enemies are coming in from over here on the eastern side of the road, and they're going to be exiting through the southern border here. So the blue flags are what we're defending. This is kind of our end zone, if you will, or our goal. Initially, we're going to have an incoming wave, 20 goblins. Up here, they're going to be 7 total waves, so it's still pretty small level of waves. So the challenges get harder and harder. I think some of them go up to 15 or maybe even 20 waves, so it'll take a long time to play through one of these levels. But we have 220 gold to start with. 20 life is what we have right now. So I see little windmills here. If I click the windmills, I can stop them from spinning. It does nothing. You can start them, stop them. So that's cool. And then there's also the sheep here. If you click the sheep, they bah. They don't like that. But if you click them a lot, you can explode them. So yeah, if you're feeling a little bit psychopathic, go ahead and blow up some sheep, pop sheep. So I think that's all the specials on this map that I know of. As we go through these, there's a lot of hidden specials, and they're actually really fun to figure out. You get achievements for them. I will try and point out the ones I know of as we play, but by all means, if you know of any, make a comment. I've never personally sought out cheats online. Like, I've never gone through, like, looked for videos, like, how are all the specials? I try and find them on my own. So, I'd be curious if there are others that I've missed, so something fun to talk about. But the initial place to make contact with the enemy here is going to be around this horseshoe bend in the road. Now, as we talked about in the first video for Southport, you want to place your damage towers in your main damage output, main offense, on the inside turn of a road, because you're going to get the maximum contact with the enemy. So for instance, if I look at my artillery piece again, it makes a green circle here, pointing with my finger. That green circle has the most contact with the roadway right there, so that's a great place for an artillery tower. Let's look at the mage tower real quick. It looks like the mage tower's range is still slightly less than the artillery, but it is improved a little bit with our upgrade. But I'm going to do an artillery tower right here. And we need to slow the enemy up to make maximum contact with that artillery piece, so let's put a barracks right here. That uses up most of our coin. Geez, I guess we didn't have as much coin as Southport, which is kind of a bummer, because this is a challenging level. But as the enemy comes through, they'll get a couple mortar barrages, and then they'll meet up with our defenders here. We're also going to drop our reinforcements in right here as well. We want to make a concentration of our guys. So let's start that wave. A tip, basic strategies. It's kind of reviewing what I've been talking about, so I'll let you read that on your own. Let's drop our reinforcements right here with our defenders. Bear in mind now, when I click on this barracks, it has an improve button. If I can get to 110 gold, I can improve that. Or the artillery piece, the Dwarven artillery, I can improve for 220. It's going to take us a while to get to 220 coins. You can see we're at 40. And I think we get 3 gold per goblin, so it's going to be a lot of goblins we got to slaughter here. But the artillery piece is the perfect goblin slaughtering machine. So let's drop some more reinforcements in here before we get overwhelmed. That was close. If you don't have as many guards as goblins, they will just run past undefended, and they'll head for your gold down here at the bottom. That's bad. Okay, we got, looks like 2 clusters of 8 coming in, or maybe 9. So let's drop some more reinforcements in here. The artillery's doing a good job of blowing them up as they come. Hopefully we can stop this next group before any get through. No. Alright, I'm going to throw some reinforcements in here to try and take care of those guys. And let's throw in a mage tower right here. Artillery would have been good as well, but with the mage tower, it's going to be able to tag a couple guys as they come in and weaken them. It won't kill them all the way, but it'll soften them up to give the artillery a better chance of taking them out. This spot right here would have also been a good spot to put in a mage tower, kind of as like a pick-off to hit those guys coming through. And you can see the mage tower would get anyone coming around this horseshoe. So that might be where we put our next tower. That is a cluster of dudes. Oh boy, keep going there. It's hard to stop that many all at once, especially with these orcs coming. They have a touch of armor, although they're a lot slower. That mage tower should make pretty short work of the orcs. Now, the goblins, as they run with the orcs, though, will create a shield. The lead enemy of any type will be targeted by your mage tower, and that can draw your powerful mage attack, a magic attack, off of... We'll catch this guy with the reinforcement here. And then let's put in that mage tower. So as I was saying, though, the goblins will draw your most potent weapons oftentimes off of slower guys like the orcs, and it lets the orcs get further through the defensive web you're creating. Let's throw some more reinforcements. Put the reinforcements on this side of the road, just because how the orcs move so slowly. If I put them on the back side of this horseshoe right over here, the reinforcements might despawn or disappear before the orcs ever get there. Now I have a second group of reinforcements. I can put them here. And this is just kind of spreading out the offensive load that's coming against us from the enemy. Ooh, that is a lot of bad guys. I'm going to put another group of reinforcements there. We're on wave 5 of 7. We're handling it pretty well. You can see we don't have to do too much. Again, this is because we're on casual mode. If this was veteran mode, they'd be overrunning our position by now, and we'd have goblins all down through this S-curve, and we could probably improve a tower pretty soon. But let's look at the new enemy real quick. Hold on. The wolf. Very fast, vicious creatures that can dodge melee attacks. So these guys are very good at getting past your, rushing past your barracks defenders, your little human soldiers. And they're very fast, so they'll just run through. So you got to be careful about them getting past and costing you a couple of life ultimately. But low health, fast speed. So that means if we get a powerful weapon like a beefed up artillery, a couple splashes from that artillery will pop those wolves. They'll blow them up. They don't have a lot of health. Let's get some reinforcements in here real quick. I always put my reinforcements right on top of my barracks guys because the splash area for the mortar, the dwarven artillery, is limited. So we don't want to spread out that defensive net or it won't maximize the damage we can do. I think we caught him there. So that mage tower did a good job of picking off those couple of goblins that got through. I'm going to throw more reinforcements again right here on my tower. Oh, and we have the 220 gold, so let's beef up that artillery. It's going to increase the splash by about twice, or the damage, splash damage, and it'll really pop those wolves quickly. So that's nice. I have a bunch of orcs coming through. I'm going to put my reinforcements on this side, and I'm going to drop that rain of fire here, because these guys are just going to overwhelm our defenses if we're not careful. There were so many orcs and so many goblins in that wave, I didn't want to risk them punching through the 3 barracks defenders here. But looks like we handled it no problem. And although that wasn't much of a challenge, it got us the 3 stars, and that's really what we're after in the early parts of the game. We just want stars. So let's go spend them. We're going to hit continue. That cashes in our stars. You see we have 3 more now. And over here, that little red flag turned to blue. It gave us the 3 gold stars, and it opened up the next level of the campaign. So we're essentially advancing down the road, trying to push the enemy horde back to where they're coming from, which is the little Mount Doom looking thing over here. We'll get there eventually, but let's do our upgrades now. So 3 more stars. I see, because we spent money on our mage tower, we have unlocked the Arcane Shatter. Magic attacks destroy a portion of enemy physical armor on every hit. So that's a nice thing, because that means for someone like an orc with low armor, those mage shots will debuff their mundane armor, their physical armor, and allow artillery, archers, and barracks to get more of their damage through. So that's a good synergy. I think I'm going to take that right now. The early parts of the game, a lot of your enemies, the vast majority of the enemies, have regular mundane armor. So reducing that and focusing on magic armor, which will pierce through that mundane armor, is a good strategy initially. But you know, those hordes come oftentimes in groups of 10 or 15 or 20, so you need splash damage, and that's the artillery. So I'm going to improve the artillery as well, because we're going to be relying on the dwarven artillery a lot. And then the other thing we can do here, is, which I've stated about, is probably the best upgrade ever, is, if you can get it, is attack range. Attack range is the most bang for the buck. For any given tower, the coin you spend in the tower spot, the little circle where you can build on the map, they're limited. So the more range you can get for any type of tower, by far it magnifies. It's like a synergy to increase the value. So we're going to spend our final point on increasing the artillery attack range. So we essentially now have spells with wizard towers with increased attack range, and the magic attacks destroy a portion of physical armor every hit, but we've also increased the dwarven artillery attack damage and the attack range, which are kind of the best combo possible. So that's it for this time. We've spent our points. In the next video, we're going to look at Hagras, next step in the campaign, but that'll be for the next video. But if you enjoy listening to me talk and watching the playthrough, by all means, subscribe to the channel. I think I have 0 subscribers right now, which is fine. I may never get any, but I've avoided the temptation to subscribe to myself. I'm not that desperate for my first subscriber, so maybe someone watching will be that subscriber. We'll see. And do let me know, definitely for my own enjoyment and edification, if there are hidden things you can do in those initial levels. Then I'm not mentioning them, please comment. I would be very curious, and I'm sure other people who read the comments would be very curious to know the little interactions you can do on the game level that aren't necessarily about just defeating the incoming waves. So, that's it for now. If you watched, thank you. I will shut up. Stop recording. Going to stop recording. Goodbye.